Hey everybody, welcome back to Trinity Dairy. It is June 28th, 2024. It's about 8 o'clock in the evening. We're just finishing up chores. I popped over in this cornfield across from the end of the driveway. I sprayed this the other day for weeds with some Halex GT. And I just wanted to see how it was killing, and it looks like it's doing pretty good. I'll flip you around here. You can see some lamb's quarter here is starting to yellow and get wilty. There was a patch of ragweed over there further. I haven't been over to check that yet. That can be a little bit trickier to kill, but this was one of the earlier fields I planted. I haven't really checked much of the other corn yet. I sprayed 2 fields. The other field I sprayed was probably about half as tall as this, but that was the last one planted. But it's the 28th of June and this field is already over knee high, so I'm very happy with that. Of course, this field got some manure on it along with the fertilizer in the row. I do need to top dress this yet with some nitrogen. I'm hoping to be able to get into this field. Is plenty dry. This is only about 4 acres, 3-4 acres, but when I was spraying that one other field, I just about got stuck in there with all the rain we've been having. So I gotta try to work around some of the low spots, and I still have some more to spray. But I just thought I'd pop in here quick and give you a little update on this field and kind of how it's looking. Hey everybody, it's a couple days later. It's July 1st today. We are gonna go out and do some more crop checking, check the oats and check some of the different corn. A field that we were in across the road, that's about the only one I've checked recently. I did spray another field in the back. That one was one of the later ones planted, so I know that one's a fair bit shorter. But the first stuff we planted way in the back, I haven't been up there for quite a while. I gotta go up there and check that, see what it looks like. I know I need to get it sprayed. I was gonna spray today, but it's super windy, so that's not gonna happen today. But we'll go check the corn and probably check on some of the oats and see what they're looking like. Well, here's the first oat field we'll check over. This was the second field I planted of oats. It's about 16 acres. These are Rodney variety oats, and they're looking really nice. This is probably the nicest crop of oats I think I've ever had. They got sprayed a little bit later than I would have liked for the weeds, but better late than never, and that was just because of the weather. We'll stop up here on the hill, and I'm going to have Jordan walk out in there, and we'll see if we can tell how tall they are.
Where did I walk out to?
Oh, I had some people in one of the last videos ask about, I was talking about a vine that we had, and they wanted some picture of it, so I'll kind of show you. This is what it is here. I don't know, this got sprayed with just a broadleaf spray. I don't know, it looks like it's maybe kind of killing them, but usually in the corn it gets hit with glyphosate and that usually wipes it out. But it looks like the weeds are, I think one good thing is they got enough cover from the oats that's kind of choking them out along with the spray. But I'm hoping, we've got some storms coming up yet, and this is the time for small grain, oats, barley, whatever, where you can really get some bad lodging, especially we're on a hill here, good wind. You get heavy rain or hail or something, this can be looking beautiful one day and flat the next. That's always kind of the scary part with small grains, but it'll be what it'll be. So we'll have Jordan, why don't you walk out in the oats?
Okay, where to?
Just walk straight ahead. Just try to kind of walk gently through them so you're not tromping them all down. But
Yeah.
well, they're over your head, aren't they?
Should I go farther?
You go ahead. There's some ahead of you there that are taller than you.
That?
You're gonna lose them in there. Okay, Jordan, crouch down once. There, look at the camera. Where'd he go? All right, stand up.
I'm in a sprayer track.
Oh, you're in the sprayer tracks there?
Right here.
Well, come on out of here. We'll go check the other oat field, and then we'll check some corn.
These things are massive.
Here's the next field of oats. This was the first field we planted. I think this was planted a day before the other one. Same variety of oats. I see there's a couple spots. There's a little one kind of straight ahead there. Then there's a bigger one. You can't see it from here, but I'm sure those are going to be ground out because they were pretty much full of water. They look pretty nice too. They get a little thinner up here. This is a lot more lighter soil here, a lot sandier, so this is a little shorter, but a little thinner up here. This is more like a beach sand here, but they're looking pretty good too. Well, here's one of the first fields of corn we planted. Actually, I think this was the first one. This was a 93-day corn, but it's not looking that great actually. It definitely, I got to get up here and top dress it with some fertilizer. I think it's pretty yellow, and I think a lot of that has to do with just the heavy rains that we got after it was planted. I think a lot of that fertilizer that was in the row just kind of got pushed down too far, just kind of disappeared. But we top dress it, that should help bring it along. Some of this stuff over here on the edge is pretty good. In the middle it's a little bit thinner, but it probably got heavier rain out there away from the woods. Here's the other field. This was the second one planted. It's that same 93-day. This field looks like it's kind of got the same thing going on. It's pretty yellow. I think a top dressing of fertilizer would really help it out. It doesn't help either that it's been so cold. You know, it's been it gets fairly warm during the day, but then at night it gets down in the 40s, so that doesn't, you know, upper 40s, low 50s isn't really good corn weather either. We'll walk up here a little and check some of this. I got a couple of trees I gotta cut that blew down there across my trail, so I gotta get them cut out of here. But like this stuff here isn't too bad. Some of this is getting close to knee high, but then you get some of these stuff up here higher on the hill that's looking a little bit sicklier. But I think it's just kind of a combination of the heavy rain kind of taking away the fertilizer that it had. And of course these fields way in the back, they didn't get any manure, just because it's so far from home. That manure makes a big difference. That field right across the road, that's corn that's over knee high, that got manure on it before it was planted, plus it got the starter fertilizer. But and this corn's not bad. I mean, it's the spot we're in here, this is over knee high, probably waist high to Jordan.
Close.
But hopefully we'll start getting some heat. Them colder nights really don't help it. It's been getting pretty warm during the day for the most part, but that cold weather, when it gets down into them temperatures, it's not ideal for corn. It's good for the oats. The oats like that kind of weather. But anyway, we'll swing out to the big field there. I come down around the bottom side of where that big washout was, or is. It looks like some of that corn is kind of coming up through where the sand piled up down in the bottom. But when I go out of here, I think I'm going to go up on the other end of the field and we'll see how the corn is on that end. This corn's looking pretty good. This is an 86 day. It's still got a little yellowing to it too. Seems maybe a little bit more uniform, but got a couple days to go, but I think it'll be pretty close to knee-high by the 4th. Most of it anyway. There's a spot way down, right down in there. That was full of water. I can see that all drowned out there, which I kind of figured. That's not uncommon. Somebody had mentioned when I was talking about that washout about tiling up here, but well, for one thing, this is not my land. I just rent this kind of year to year, so I really wouldn't want to put the money into tiling it. And secondly, the DNR I don't think would in this area would allow tiling anyway. They're pretty fussy about that stuff around here. This is a pretty recreational area anymore, so I think you'd have quite a few issues more than it would be worth to tile it. But this looks good here too. This needs to get sprayed. It's getting kind of weedy. A lot of this over here is probably over knee high. This was that big area here where we took that hay buster rock picker.
Well, the rain has been washing the rocks that came up down here.
So this field here, this is the field that got the lagoon put on it. And then about probably a little more than half of this field got starter fertilizer in the planter, but so the outside, the headlands or the end rows going around got, and then probably about halfway this way, then I ran out, so I just planted it. But I don't really see much difference in the corn, so that also kind of tells me that those heavy rains probably took care of a lot of that starter fertilizer, but the manure has stayed there and is still working, because you can't really tell the difference of where I ran out of starter. But we'll buzz around the edge of this. This is probably going to be the weediest field just because of all the manure, and this one hasn't been sprayed yet, but we'll buzz around the edge. I should probably mention on this field too, this was the last field that I planted. I think it was planted on the 1st of June, so it's been in a month. And this was kind of a blend of seeds. So the field before this, I ran out of the 86-day corn. The place I got my seed, all they had left was one bag of 93-day. And then I had gotten some seed that my cousin had used. He had a bunch left, and he used my planter, so he gave me some seed for it, and that was a 98-day, which is by far the longest day corn I've ever planted. But I figured, what the heck, we'll put it here. So they kind of, the 93 and the 98-day got mixed together and put out here. This field's going to be silage anyway, because it's got too many rolling knobs and stuff to try to pick it, even if it did make picking corn. But so yeah, this is kind of a blend field here, and it was the latest one planted, but it's looking pretty good for being that late. this field also had rye in it that we had just left, and it went to seed, and then it started growing again, and then plowed it down. So this soil should be pretty decent here with all the manure and the plowed down rye and everything that it had. But it definitely seems like this corn has some of the best color, other than that field across from the end of the driveway. Well, here we are. This is the last cornfield to check. This was the second to the last field planted. I got this one sprayed, and it looks like it's doing a good number on the weeds. They're looking pretty sickly. This field, I didn't have any real serious washouts in here, nothing I couldn't drive through. But on the bottom edge over there, kind of along the swamp, when I sprayed this, I just about got stuck out here, but we made it. And this field was kind of similar, so most of this corn was an 86 day. But I've got a kind of a, I don't know if you can see it right there, there's a white paper bag. That's where I ran out. I seeded from this way over, and I ran out of the 86 day about here. So then the rest of this was I think the 93 day. I don't remember, I might have had that blend in there, I don't remember, but it might have just been the 93. But it's all looking pretty good. This has got good color to it up here. I don't know why this field has so much better color, other than this is a little bit better soil. It's not so much just the pure sugar sand as some of those ones in the back. And then this was hayfield. This, I plowed this first last year, the first plowing it from hayfield, so it's a little bit newer turn on the soil too. So I think that probably helps, a little more organic matter in there. But anyway, so that's a little bit of the crop check. I know this probably isn't really a long video, but I thought I would kind of show you all what some of this is looking like. And to see for myself, because a lot of these fields I haven't even checked out for a while myself. So anyway, hope you enjoy it, and we will see you in the next one.